So welcome back to another video. We're doing a story time today, and this one is really crazy, so don't say I didn't warn you. So this story is about a dad who got out of prison after 10 years. They say it was for a crime he didn't even do. He gets out, comes home, and now he's meeting his family again. The mom is happy, the older sister's 16, and then there's Elena. She's 10. So you gotta remember, when he went in, she was just a baby. When he walks in the door, mom is like glowing, she's all excited. The older sister says hi, but Elena doesn't even recognize him. She just looks up and says, "Hi, sir." And that's when everything starts to go bad. That one little word broke him. He even said, "You used to call me daddy," and you could see he was hurt. So the next morning, he's at the table staring at Elena's graduation picture, just sitting there shaking, saying over and over again, "They let me out one day, late." Like he really believed if the paperwork had been faster, he wouldn't have missed it. Mom tries to calm him down, but he's just stuck on it. And after that, he makes it his whole mission to make up for lost time, picking her up from school every single day with toys, volunteering for field trips, sitting outside her classroom during tests, even making her eat lunch with him in the car. The teachers start noticing, but Mom says it's sweet. By Thanksgiving, he throws out all her clothes and replaces them with little kid stuff, sparkly shirts, Velcro shoes, pigtails. He tells her those other clothes are too grown up for his baby. Like, she's 10, not 3, and one night the older sister hears lullaby music and walks in and sees Elena forced into a toddler bed with a sippy cup while he's reading Goodnight Moon in a baby voice. Like, how creepy is that? That's when the family finally has an intervention. Uncles, aunts, grandma, everybody shows up, and it blows up. He's crying and yelling about how his baby called him sir. They threaten to call his parole officer. He storms out and disappears for days. Mom's still in denial. She says he just needs time to adjust. Then one day, the older sister comes home from school and the house is empty. Elena's toys are lined up like they were marching out the door, and on the kitchen table there's a note. All it says is, "Making up for lost time. He kidnapped her." So the sister grabs the note and she's freaking out. She's 16. She calls 911, she calls her mom, she calls her uncle, and everybody rushes over. Uncle Carlos, he used to be a cop, so he takes control. They start checking the cameras, and guess what? The doorbell cam caught it all. You can literally see the dad carrying Elena out to his van. And she's not even awake. She's limp, like he drugged her or something. The mom is still saying, he wouldn't hurt her, he just wants time with her. But come on, the video shows her in his arms not moving. So the family splits into groups. They check motels, campgrounds, anywhere he could hide. They're calling everybody in her class. Finally, somebody says they saw his van at a gas station on Highway 42. He was buying coloring books and snacks. So they head down Highway 42, motel after motel, nothing. But then at this rundown place called Sleepy Bear Inn, the manager says, yeah, they checked into room 12 that morning. The family busts in with the manager's key, but the room is empty. All that's there is her backpack on the bed, stuffed animals lined up on the pillow, and coloring pages everywhere. The dresser is full of diapers and jars of baby food, like he was really trying to turn her back into a toddler. And there's a Walmart receipt on the nightstand from 2 hours earlier, so they rush to Walmart, they split up to look in every aisle, and that's where they find him. He's in the toy aisle, pushing Elena in a shopping cart meant for toddlers. She looks cramped and scared, and he's talking in that baby voice again, holding up toys like it's normal. Elena sees her sister first. Her eyes go wide. She wants to run, but she can't. The sister texts Uncle Carlos, and boom, within minutes the uncles surround him. He panics, he grabs the cart, tries to push it toward the back exit. Everyone's watching, this full-grown man with a kid way too big for a baby cart and a teenager chasing them. People are staring like, what is going on? Uncle Carlos blocks the exit, and they've got him. He falls to his knees, sobbing about lost time and broken promises. Elena climbs out of the cart and runs to her sister, and that's when security and police show up. They arrest him right there in the Walmart. And you'd think this would be the end, right? Nope. Mom's still in denial. She doesn't want to believe her husband would hurt Elena. She doesn't want to change the locks. She doesn't want to get a restraining order. But Elena's not sleeping in her own room anymore. She's in her sister's bed with the chair wedged against the door. And then, out of nowhere, texts start showing up on Mom's phone. Unknown number, always during school hours. She deletes them quick, but the sister finds out Mom's been visiting him in prison. She's been taking him pictures of Elena, at school, at her concert, even asleep in bed, and you realize he's still pulling the strings even from inside. The cops can't do much. The court keeps saying it's just parental rights. Meanwhile, Elena is being forced into supervised visits and phone calls, and every time he talks to her, he's crying, guilt-tripping, whispering creepy stuff like, "You'll always be my baby." And she starts scratching her arms raw just to get through the calls. By the time her 12th birthday rolls around, he's still finding ways to send her gifts. Baby toys, Dora shirts, Velcro shoes. He's making the court believe he's a changed man, while his daughter is literally breaking crayons in therapy sessions just to prove she's not his baby anymore. And here's the worst part. He almost won. He almost got out early. He almost got custody visits approved. The only thing that stopped it was Elena herself. She stood up at his parole hearing with a shirt that said "Not your baby" and told everything. Every creepy detail. Every thread. She held up the scratches on her arms. She told them about the toddler bed, the sippy cup, the lullabies. She exposed him right there. And that's the only reason the parole board denied him. If she hadn't spoken, he would have been out in 3 months.